Yes, very good afternoon. And we were discussing on the topic that is visualization of the data. And we were into the introduction of why there is a need to visualize the data and how the visualization methods can be appropriately used. And previously we were discussing about the types of data types, and on the basis of the quantitative and qualitative, there are four types of measurement scale, and the examples are also be given, and how this each type of data can be, what type of tool can be used for each data. For example, if you take continuous data, we go for histogram. If you take categorical data, we go for bar chart. If you take ordinal, we go for like scatter plot, etc. And now we see, let us see on the five stages of DT, that is design thinking five stages in which can be incorporated in our topic, and let us have a discussion. So we know our first question is to empathize. So here our empathy stage starts from the question. So here questioning defines be clear on the question. So we have to define our purpose. So what is the need for our data? So if you are taking students database, it is not necessary to collect all the responses of the students. Only thing which is relevant and what data is required can be collected from the students. So this may not lead to the confusion, that is data confusion. We can avoid the data confusion. That is the second point here it is mentioned. And we could also quote the real world examples of, that is where the elsewhere, we know elsewhere is a reservoir, the research reservoir created a research collaboration network visual that revealed that the international partnership between the countries answering the questions who collaborate whom in the global research. So this may give a very valid and appropriate answer, so that way it will be very useful for the researchers. So we know what is our second stage here, like the defining. So know your data and start simple. So as we discussed, we know what type of data we have and we know what is the requirement. So before starting any analysis, we should have this. We should have answers for this two queries. So here, exploring with the basic charts. So I cannot put a histogram for the numeric for the nominal data, for the categorical data. So only the histogram can be done only for the continuous data. So here we can avoid the mess up with the visualization methods. And here another point is fine. So what, so suppose if I need the students only, girls, suppose if I'm applying for any L'Oreal fellowship which is exclusively meant for girl students. So I just wanted the list and count of the girl students of first MBA section. Here I can use the sorting method. Sorting, filtering is possible. So so this is what the defined stage tells about. And third, it is identify the message and the story. Once if we gather the data, and once if we take we have to narrate the data. So what does our story tell? Because I am using visualization, but it should be relevant to what I am discussing on. Say for example, I'm not going to talk about the one part of the data which I have collected, but it is not necessary to gather such type of data. So we have to be very relevant, and the data must be in a narrative format. See here we look for trends, that is the comparison, disparities, surprise findings. That should be the requirement of the audience. And second point, and it also addresses the audiences, that is the stakeholder needs. So as I discussed, when it should not create a bad impact on the audience side, we are talking on the same discussion and the same data, we will be representing only one picture. I mean, we will be having only one table format to put all the data. So this may cause the irritation among the audience, and we should avoid all this type of aspects. So this DT 5 stages, which if we incorporate, all the stages will explain what should be done and what should not be done. So all the positive and negative contents will be given. So here it is the stage where we can able to correct our database. And we have to match a visual to the message. Suppose if I am giving a table in one slide, and I am representing the chart of the previous page, previous slide. So this may not be relevant. We have to be, the content must be very clear, and it should be catchy to the audience. And as we discussed, and that is the choosing the right chart type. That is, if you are going for line graph, here to show and address the that is the trends and the historical patterns. That is we call like if you are going for statistical data types, we go with that. And bar chart means there is the categories, that is side by side. Suppose if I'm going for the average mark of the student, I have to represent the students may have attended the say for example, 6 theory exams. So I have to compare the average mark of the students of the all the 6 subjects. So where I can use bar charts. This scatter plot. Scatter plot can be incorporated when one variable is continuous and another, that is one data is continuous and another data is in the discrete format. And we also have heat maps, and this can be used across multiple dimensions like website activity, the social media activity can be tracked in this type of charts. Yes, and last we have used visual elements to guide the attention. So we have to use the appropriate strategic color usage, the font, and as well as the presentation slide. Normally, if we use the gray and white background of the that is the what we could say template, it is better for the audiences. Suppose if you are using the data, if you are using any dark background colors, it may irritate the audiences. So we have the focus should not be should not be redirected. And to summarize, that is, we have should have always a clear question. The design of the element should be appropriate. Explore the data and add only the necessary data, and the crafty message, the inference. Crafty message here it denotes the inference should be rightly addressed to the what we are sharing exactly, and select the what type of chart it is. So this is what the discussion on the today's topic. So these are the references, like if we have a if we use the step-by-step guide to data visualization, the second reference is very appropriate. That is lot like about today's discussion. Thank you for listening the video.